right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. This is our final information session for the DLTC Global Signals. Yeah, we've made it to the end of the year. I can't believe when we started doing these, it was the beginning of the year, but now we've made it all the way to the end. Welcome and good evening. I hope that you all are doing well. Let's see. Everybody should be able to talk to us, so please let us know a yes in the chat if you all can see our screen. Let's see if anybody can see. Oh, yeah, there we are. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's so wonderful to have you all here tonight for the final DLTC Global Signals information session. So you know what I do every single time? I read you all your rights, okay? So I am going to read your rights right now. This is a disclaimer. So this is not financial advice. What you're encountering right here is not financial advice. This is an educational session designed to offer you an opportunity to copy our trading actions, thereby giving you the opportunity to profit from the markets. So by enrolling in this program, you agree to assume all risks and potential losses related to exercising advanced derivative trading. That's a fancy, fancy way of us saying basically your responsibility lies in your own decisions. When you make a decision, you'll have to take responsibility for it. We're not going to tell you what to do when you're trading. We are only guiding you so that you can profit while we profit. So your choices are up to you, and you are fully in control of your own life and your own financial decisions. Now that that is out of the way, let's get started. I want to introduce you all to somebody you might already be familiar with, our trading lead, Mr. James Tompkins. And for those of you all just tuning in for the first time tonight, this is Mr. James Tompkins. He is the co-founder of the DLTC 1.0 all the way up to the 5.0. The 1.0 to the 5.0, those are trading classes. So we've been teaching other people how to trade for over 11 years. And he is also the founder and the trading lead of the Abacus Altogether, which is the organization that we're all a part of since 2014. So that's 11 years in the making. Welcome, Mr. T. It's wonderful to have you on tonight.
Welcome, Mrs. Crystal. Thanks for inviting me, and a big welcome to everyone who showed up for the, excuse me, the last info session of the year. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. So I'll be guiding you all through what DLTC Global Signals is all about. And Mr. Tompkins is here to answer you all if you have any questions about trading, about signals, about what it is you can expect when you are joining us for the DLTC Global Signals from January onward, right? So I encourage you to use the Q&A section. For those of you all tuning in live on Zoom, you can use the Q&A section. For those of you all who are tuning in live via YouTube and Facebook, you all can use those comment sections. We actually are able to see those comments and those questions. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to answer to you all is, what is DLTC Global Signals? So basically, Signals is different to a trading class. Signals is all about you just following the actions of a trading expert and lead. Okay, so you don't have to learn anything. There is no 1 year of investing time and energy and effort, learning indicators and trading strategies and all of those things. There's no need to actually do that. All you need to do is focus on following instructions as closely as you can. So when we tell you get in, you get in. When we get out, we advise that you get out along with us, all right? And later on in this information session, I will show you all an exact example of me following a signal from Mr. T, so you all can see what that experience is all about. But I will explain to you this. The DLTC Global Signals, it's a daily trading group. You just trade what we trade, and you profit when we profit, right? It's very easy. So what makes our signals group special? So those of you all who have a little more experience trading, and those of you all who have seen signals groups on Discord, on Slack, on YouTube, on Facebook, you might be wondering what makes our signals group so special. Well, we find that there are many things that make it special, but I will explain to you what we value the most and what we cherish the most. Our legacy of teaching. We've been teaching you all for a very, very long time how to trade. It's over 11 years teaching you all how to trade, and we create master traders whose accuracies are 90% and higher. All right. So people usually settle at 90, 95, 98% when they trade with us. And we're talking about options, which are very high risk trades. Because of our trading system, we help people to get and maintain very high accuracy. And the other thing that we value is our weekly mindset resets. So a couple years ago in 2023, we started guiding students through the psychology of trading through a program called the Mastermind. And it's been going on year after year, every single year for the past 3 years. All right. And what we are going to do is check in with you every single week. Even though we're no longer teaching, we will be supporting you and assisting you with developing your trading mindset, the mindset of people who get in and they get out when they should. They're good traders. They're responsible people who protect and grow their brokerages. It's about everything other than actual trading that they have to manage and master. So we're going to help you all on a weekly basis with mindset resets based on the principles of the mastermind. And then, of course, we are very good at risk management, and we're going to coach you all in not just the right actions, but the right framework needed so that you can protect and grow your account and your profits. There are many ways that you can do that. And we have an entire system around protecting your profits. And that's in addition to the signals themselves. We help you to get money and to hold on to the money that you actually make. So risk management coaching is included, especially in the prep classes that we have delivered throughout the year. And if you sign up for Signals, you will also be entitled to join us in the prep classes. You will get the recordings and you will be able to talk to us throughout the week with the weekly mindset resets, and we can give you all more knowledge about how to manage risk and how to protect profit. But here's the most important thing that we value. Most signals groups, they just tell you what to trade. They tell you, okay, you should get in this and leave you on your own. We trade with you every single day. Every time we go online, we're trading alongside you. So we believe in the signals that we call because we are making money from it. We're actually trading with you every single day. So what you're becoming is part of a community of traders who get up every day and they trade. That's our lifestyle. That's what we do. We're not going to stop trading just because we're calling signals. You'll just be trading with us. All right. So the important question, how much does it cost to join? $10. $10 every single day. We have daily tickets now open. And depending on who put you in, just reach out to them. They have a link for you so that you can get day passes. So you can stack one, you can stack an entire month of trading. It's up to you. You can get a whole month of day passes. You can get one, you can get a week, you can get as many as you need just to test and try and see how it feels. There's no obligation to go, no obligation to stay. There's no strings attached. So when you get a day pass, try it out and see. If you want to try a week, try it out and see. If you want to try a month, try it out and see. So January day passes are now open and available to you all. Okay, so here's how to sign up, and I will show you all what you need to look at. Let's see. You're going to get a link from the people who put you in. And that could be if Mr. T put you in, we have links for you. If somebody else put you into this information session, they have links for you. They'll give you a QR code or a link, right? And then if you're not sure, you can just contact us via email. That is support@dltcglobalsignals.com. And we will find the information of who put you in if you are not sure. All right. And then we will send you to the right person after we do that. So here is something that is very important. The link that you receive should always allow you to purchase seats at the DLTC Global Signals Event Hub, officially powered by Zoom. This is very important. If someone sends you to another place that is not our website with our day passes, then stop. It's probably a scam, and that person will not be affiliated with us. Everyone who is authorized to sell day passes directly link you to our website. You don't go to any different place unless you have an established agreement that we are already aware of. then you need to be on our website. Otherwise, it's not our day passes that you're about to buy, and we can't take responsibility for you purchasing the wrong thing. So make sure that it leads you to the DLTC Global Signals website. And let me show you exactly what that looks like. It looks like this. So when you're going to register for one of the day passes, you can choose any one of these, and it would be about $10 per session. Or you can select all the sessions in January, and it would be the total of $200 because there are 20 day passes in January. Okay, so that's exactly how it looks when you are going to sign up. Now, I encourage you all to ask questions in the Q&A section, or you can ask questions in the chat area. And I believe that Mr. T would like to share something with you all concerning profit. Did I get that wrong, Mr. T? Is that something
Uh,
that you would like to do?
was it the 5% or three?
I'm not sure.
I have no
I
idea
think
either, but I do want to show folks something and then just
sure.
briefly explain how everything really works. And a lot of times when people look at uh, projections and models, they're
Yes.
so outrageous that they don't make any sense.
Yes.
But I've been at this for 11 years, and I have already helped people become millionaire traders. So I want to show you something first, and then I want to explain to you the reality of what I'm going to show you. And I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to always say blow pixie dust to a certain part of your body, but I just want to be honest and show people and talk to people a little bit about money and projections and modeling when you're looking at returns, daily returns.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. So you should be able to
Okay,
share your screen.
sure, I can
And
share my screen.
I believe, all right. I will stop sharing and I'll let you share your
Okay,
screen.
okay. So what we're going to look at, folks, is a daily compound calculator, and I'm gonna talk about this in real terms because, like I said, I've been at this a long time. I've helped a lot of people get rich, millionaires now, trading. We always start out teaching people. Now we don't teach anymore, but that doesn't change return models. Over the years, I've helped people learn how to trade, and then I've set them up on what we call spreadsheet trading. And spreadsheet trading is simply when you trade with a clear and precise guideline, percentage return wise. People usually pick their own daily return. And a lot of times people go into it and they want these ridiculous returns on a daily basis, which usually leads to over trading and a lot of bad trading habits. Um, but if you can stay in the 5%, 3 to 5% daily range, this is what your money looks like over the course of 1 year. This is 25% on your money a week. That's just under 4% daily return. This is compounding. And you can't compound daily. I've never seen anyone compound daily. Let me show you the difference. I'll show you what that looks like. Just 5% daily, okay, that's not right. 5% daily, okay. This is not,
It looks like
okay.
you typed 3.
Yeah, I went 5% daily. Okay, here's the numbers. So 5% daily on $100 is like $32 million. I've never seen anybody do that. I've seen people start with $136. Let's just say 100. Let's use the actual one that I can remember and get 10% daily for a year. And I'm going to show you this. This is a ridiculous number. This is 7 billion or $7 trillion, whatever that number is. It's not a real number. But I did have a young lady that I worked with. Her name is Kim, and she traded an entire year. 10% was her daily goal. And she started with $136, and she ended up by the end of the year paying herself $9,000 a month. And then she just disappeared on me. She ghosted me. That's normal in today's world. She had built her account up from $136 up to about $180,000. And she was making $9,000 a month for herself. Now, this is why I say it's important not to look at these numbers because they're so ridiculous. But if you can, if let me, I always get excited when I tell these situations, these testimonies. Uh, First, I want to say this: forget about these ridiculous numbers like this. Focus in on numbers like this: 25%, $100 weekly, not daily, weekly. That just means your money has to grow by 25% on a weekly. So you start with $100. The first week, you're going to have $125. By the end of the year, you're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of $916,000. Now, that's probably not going to happen. Here's why that's not going to happen. Because over the course of a year, all kinds of things happen to people. And this is what's called a motto. And even with the young lady who only had one loss over the course of a year, she got into a bad relationship and she didn't trade for 1 month. She just wasn't in the right mental space to trade for 1 month. So that threw her numbers all the way off. But she still ended up getting free. She still ended up with over $150,000, $60,000 in her account. And more importantly, she put herself in a position to where she gets up every day and makes money. I don't know where she's at right now. It's been 3 years since I've talked to her. When I left her, she was making $9,000 a month. She went from $136 in her account to paying herself $9,000 a month with over six figures in her account. So she didn't hit this ridiculously large number that you see here, 916,000, but she did enough to free herself in 1 year. And like I said, could she have made it to this number? Who knows? The hardest thing about trading is focus and discipline. And she happened to be single and, chasing men or men chasing her. It doesn't really matter which side of the coin you're on. But that jammed her up for at least a month, which slowed down her model. But she still ended up freeing herself in 1 year on the DLTC. So people feel, because of the system that we all live in, people think that they need millions of dollars to retire or millions of dollars to live a wonderful life. What you really need is the ability to get up every day and make money and the patience to do that long enough to where a small amount of money becomes a very large amount of money. And then that combination is really the key to, I don't like to use the word success because that's relative, but it leads to your ability to get up every day and treat the markets like an ATM machine. You go in, you take money out, you go on about your business and live a wonderful life. Now, I would say once a person has really about 150,000 in the markets and they know how to get up every day and make money, then they never have to work another day in their lives, ever, ever. So, excuse me, got a little allergies going on. So I want to dispel a couple of things. I want to dispel this propaganda that you need to have millions and millions of dollars to live an amazing life. That's not true. If once you get up into the $35,000 a month range, that affords you to live a pretty decent life. That doesn't include work, right? So we have to let go of this big ridiculous number, like millions of dollars, and just get up every day and be consistent and grow our money from a small amount of money to a relatively large amount of money and continue to do the same thing on a daily basis. That's really how it works. It's not Hollywood where everybody thinks, you wake up one night, you go to bed one night and then you wake up with $7 million. That's sort of a lottery mentality. But trading is more about consistency and daily returns and persistence and longevity. And that's what DLTC Signals is about. We get up every single day and we trade. And we're going to always do that for the rest of our lives. And most of us have at least a 95% accuracy, which means we rarely lose. So I want you to let go of all these ridiculous numbers and think of trading, even though it's signals, think of trading as a task, something that must become clinical to you. Even in signals, you get up, you follow the instructions, you listen, you follow the instructions, and you execute. And if you can do that for a year, you're going to be either where you want to be or you're going to be on the path to where you want to be. But once again, to be completely honest with everyone, trading is probably one of the easiest things to do in the world. It's just the focus and discipline has to be there. So I just want to show people the reality of numbers and models. We will be shooting for 25% on a weekly basis. Most people are going to start with more than $100. We don't tell you how much to start with. That's your business. But I will tell people, if you're just learning how to trade, or if you traded in the past and you've struggled, start with a small amount of money and grow that money and be patient and make it a skill. Even though you're just listening to us, that is, you're still going to require some skill, right? So we will be shooting for at least 10% a day. Now, that 10% will come in multiple trades. We scalp. So we get in a trade, we make some money, we get out of a trade. And we're going to do that multiple times a day. So if you're thinking about this, right, and you're like unsure or whatever, try one day and see how it works. And Miss Crystal will give you an example of how I think it's from an actual DLTC trading, DLTC Signals live that we did a couple of weeks ago. But she'll show you exactly what it looks like. And I always tell people, take a leap of faith. Just try it. And what is there to lose? We've arranged it so that it doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't require that you spend a year learning the system. It doesn't require that you spend another year, modeling the system. So to me personally, it's an easy way for people to get to where they want to get to, as long as they can listen, follow instructions, and execute. And that's about it, Mrs. Chris. I just want to show people the power of compounding and the power and sort of the realities of compounding. Like I said, I've never seen anyone compound on a daily basis, because that's a little different, because, contracts, and you can't buy just because you made $50 one day doesn't mean that you're going to be able to use that $50 to buy another contract the next day. So there's structural things where it makes it very difficult to compound on a daily basis, but everyone can compound on a weekly basis. And like I said, we'll be shooting for at least 5 to 10% every single day that we trade. And this is going to be the goal for people, to start with a little money and just get up and listen, follow instructions, and execute. In all of our trades, we have receipts for all of our trades. We are trading with you. We're trading when we make the calls. We're getting in and out. That's just not, us telling you that. We're actually in and out of those same trades as well. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it on an actual broker screen. So that's what we do. Hopefully everyone understands that. If not, just ask questions when we get to that part of the info session.
Yes, absolutely. So, anonymous attendee is asking us, what financial and qualitative indicators do we look at when determining whether a company is a good buy? Well, we don't really discuss the indicators for signals. So we trade options anyway. So as long as those companies are volatile and very liquid, we can get in and out on options contracts. And the signals that we use, that knowledge is with the trading lead only. All right.
Me and my son, the two of us.
Yes. Okay, so the trade that I'm going to show you all is actually from our private recording, Mr. T. We did a private recording where we're showing people how to manage their brokerages. However, we are no longer doing that. But it was for the people managing their brokerages, so you can see what it looks like to get in and out of a signal that's not even a pure DLTC global signal, but it was interesting enough to watch it go up and watch us get in or out. So let me share. Hold on. I'm going to share this one right here. Are you all able to see a white screen? I'm just going to check the chat.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, okay. So let's see if you can hear this.
I'm getting in now.
I'll hit buy and I'll hit confirm. Now you can see that I got in for 34 cents. All right. Are you all able to hear that?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
good. But in case you don't, all we need to do is hit back and back again, close our search bar, and then we're going to find our asset. Hit the home button in the middle, and then you can see that I have a position. I have a QQQ 617 put, and the value of it is $38 right now. That's the last price it sold for, $38. In other words, 38 cents, the premium, and the amount I paid was $34. So this is how we close a position. Click on that position, hit sell to close, and I'll choose 35 cents because I paid 34, so I just want 1 penny more. Whatever the market does, it doesn't matter. I'll click next, okay, and then I'll hit sell. Hit confirm. And you can see that my order was filled. I got in for 34 and I got out for 38. This is the amount that I paid. Even though my order was for 35 cents, the market was glad to give me 38 cents. Okay, so I hope that that was clear and easy to understand. Some people said it was very low. Does anyone need me to replay it at a louder volume? Just checking in the chat.
You have such a wonderful voice when you
Really? I'm
absolutely
so
because
happy that you're like the sound of
yeah,
strangled goose.
when I trade, I get crazy. I'm like, get out, get out, get out. But you did it so effortlessly and so patiently that it really described what it looks like. That was a live trade we did a couple days ago.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it looks like to enter and exit a position. She did that to show people that's a demo. Now, when we're trading, things move much faster. But she did that purposely to show people this is how you navigate through your brokerage account.
Mhm. And if you all noticed, we were up as much as 15% in a few seconds. Before I could finish speaking, it went up over 15%. So the thought of going up by 5% is not really far-fetched because if you notice just on that signal alone, we were up and up and up on a contract. So even if your contract costs about $20, you could make $5, $6 profit very easily on these signals. And if you can afford more contracts, you could buy more contracts. So you multiply that profit by however many contracts that you get. So you just compound that and build and build and build, and you notice that in less than a year, you're exactly where you want to be just by simply following instructions and having good risk management, which we will help you with. So that's how a trade works. It's very, very simple. I hope that it was easy for you all to understand. Some people say that they heard well. So okay, so someone has asked, what brokerages does the group primarily use? We use whatever brokerages we want. We're not restricting you to anything, but you will find that popular brokerages among us are Webull and Robinhood. Those are the popular ones among us. Some people use Webull, some people use Robinhood, some people use both, some people use neither. But we find that Webull and Robinhood are pretty user-friendly and popular enough that you could feel comfortable using them especially if you're in the United States. For international folks, Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers, those platforms are more often used. Do you all have any other questions for us? You all should be able to unmute yourselves as well. If you want to raise your hand and say anything to Mr. T, this is your last chance to speak to him directly during this information session until January next year. So I hope that it has helped you all tonight, and I'm encouraging you all, if you have any questions, just raise your hands. I'll put it in the Q&A section, and we will try to get to your questions as soon as we can. Let's see. I'm checking to see if I lost any questions. All right. All right, it looks like okay, Curtis Anthony. So I hope I pronounced your name well. You're welcome to unmute yourself. Good
Yeah,
evening.
I hope I'm unmuted. I don't know how to do
Yes, you
anything.
are. You are. We can.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Um, I was asking because I was the one to ask earlier, how much experience do you need to go into these sessions? I heard Mr. T say earlier that they don't exactly teach or instruct anymore.
Correct.
And I was trying to figure out the best way to get that education that I would need, because you said something about the minimum calls and puts, and I've heard this type of language and vernacular before, but I haven't really dived into it. Um, but I just know I'm interested in this, and because it's got to be something different than what I'm doing right now in life. Um, what's the best way to get the experience that I would need, and would I be able to do that reasonably in a month to get the knowledge that I need to be able to join in on January sessions?
You should. I would like to know, do you have any experience using a brokerage whatsoever?
I mean, like Robinhood, yeah. I mean, I bought some stocks, stuff like that with Robinhood. I do that type of stuff, but not anything with options, no.
Understood. So whoever put you in can get you set up so that you can trade options. So you have to go through an approval process. It's not complicated, but you do
Okay,
need to go through that approval process to get to trade options. And the person who put you in can advise you on exactly how to get that done. It shouldn't take more than a few minutes. And when it comes to learning how to buy and sell options on Robinhood, we do have a boot camp, a set of boot camp recordings that should be able to help you.
okay, got you. How do you, once I guess I'm in, I access those or?
Yes, as long as you get one daily pass or more, we'll get you set up with your brokerage and to make sure that you can get the boot camp recordings as well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. All right. So Ryan Joseph is asking, what time do the trades happen? Well, we get on at 9 a.m. every day. We have a quick discussion, and when the markets open at 9:30, we start trading. And Mr. T, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we'll stay on for a few hours each day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll try to stay on for the majority of the trading session, but if we get all our trades in before, we might sign off early. But we will be there at least for a few hours daily. Yes. I hope that answered your question. Kevin Rayford is asking, on average, is it better to start with a low amount when trading? I'm learning on the fly. Well, Mr. Kevin Rayford, that will depend on what you're learning on the fly. Do you have any experience trading options at all? Do you know how to get in and out of a position when it comes to trading options? If that is the case, I mean, we're not going to tell you what to start with, but people can start with a couple $100 and they can grow their accounts. And or if there's a maximum, there's no maximum limit as far as we're concerned. It's your money, so we're not going to tell you, well, it's better to start with a little or a lot. We know that options make money. We know that our trades make money. So as much as you're willing to risk, we would like to leave that up to you. But if you're looking for a minimum amount, $200 to $300 is a good minimum amount. The sky's the limit on the maximum part. That is all dependent on how much you're willing to risk. Right. So let's see. Any other questions, everybody? So we can see if we can get to your questions. You're very welcome, Mr. Kevin. All right. It looks like we got all of the questions. So we would like to know if any of the affiliates or the team leads have any well wishes to give our new Signals members. If you all have any comments, any testimonials to give with your trading experience in the DLTC, now is the time to speak up and express yourself. We'd love to hear what you all have to say. We know that many DLTC alumni are on, so we would love to hear what you all have to say. I believe that some people who have become and are free, meaning in control of their financial life, are on tonight. It would be wonderful to hear from you all, your experience with the DLTC and your well wishes to our new members. Let's see. All right. We have Shay. I guess you are Shayna Powell, Sister Shayna. I see Shay Powell. So you should be able to unmute yourself.
Hi, good night, everyone. So yes, my name is Shayna Powell, and I am a DLTC signal lead. And I just want to tell people that's on the edge, this is a great way to start building generational wealth for your family, make some money. I've been with the system since DLTC 1.0. I'm not going anywhere. I truly believe in the system, and that's why I'm still here. And I think that you guys should join us as well.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Shana. So, Mrs. Shana is a very dynamic trader. She has been with us for quite some time. She's in the heart of New York. So, those of you all who are in her group, those of you all who are in New York, you can always rely on Mrs. Shana to be a wonderful support. Mrs. Sharon Thomas, hello. Good
Hi,
evening.
good evening, everyone. I would just like to say I am not an old-time DLTC trainer. I'm pretty new. I just finished the last 5.0 class, and basically I tried the signals when there was just the week of it, and I saw contracts when the signals were called at 50 cents. So that's like $50. And by the time we got in, within 1 minute, it went from 50 cents all the way up to $1.72. So yeah, everyone, it is true. Mr. T knows what he's doing, and the signals are real. The trading, they do guide you, and you can profit a lot if you listen to their instructions. So get in and take a chance, take a try, and enjoy. It's a lot of fun. It's exciting, heart palpitating.
Thank you. Oh yes, we know all about the sweaty hands and the excitement and the whew, the butterflies in the stomach, and so all of those things are exactly what you feel when you trade options. So it's a very enjoyable process. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you.
You said one turkey
Is Mrs. Tangier unmute? Do you want to say something, Mrs. Tangier? Oh, looks like you've muted yourself again. All right, so we have a question, Mr. T, in the Q&A section. And before we get there, we have Mrs. Jonine Arnold. Hello.
Hey, Miss Crystal, how you doing?
Good evening. We are well. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good
So I
evening.
wanted to jump on real quick and say, if you listen and follow direction, and it can be difficult because your adrenaline is going, you're excited, but Mr. T, he is the truth. And what I love about it is we're all in there together. So the videos that Miss Crystal, she teaches so well. I know her son is just going to be a genius because she's so patient. Her voice is so soothing. She has her and Miss Jera has made videos to show you how to get in and out of different brokerages, not just Webull, but Robinhood and other brokerage that people use, so that the process, it should be seamless. It should be. But emotions will catch you. So you have to be careful. About your emotions. So I'm a DLTC trader. I came in a 4.0 class, so I've been trading for a little more than a year, and it's life changing. It's very exciting. I wake up in the morning excited, like, oh, is it Monday? I used to wait for Friday. Now I wait for Mondays, so I can get in, get some training, get some experience. Every day you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn. I learned I was greedy, and I learned I was impatient. So every day the market is gonna teach you something about yourself, but it's all a learning experience. And once you get all of that stuff down and realize yourself and get honest with yourself, the money just comes in, like Mr. T said, like taking candy from a baby. Like, give me that sucker. Like it's just amazing. You'll see. Just take a try. $10. You can afford $10 or even $50. Stay in for a week, but don't sell yourself short. Just give it a try. Trust yourself. That's it. See you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is so true. That is very profound what Mrs. Jonine has said. We used to live for Fridays, now we live for Mondays. Just trading changes your perspective on how life works and what it's all about. Mr. T, do you see a question in the Q&A section?
Let me see here. Gotta find the Q&A section. Okay, do we earn anything for bringing anyone in? That's a great question. Well, what I want people to do is I want them to perfect the skill first. We have a moratorium on affiliates next year in 2026. So right now, for the folks that are coming in who, like, if you came in tonight, there's a moratorium on the affiliate program until 2027. We're trying our best to keep people from looking at this as an MLM. So we're not trying to create something where there's the only value is putting people in. So that doesn't mean that we won't reopen that program in 2027, but we really just want to get started in 2026, get through that first, week, 2 weeks, that first month where everybody's kind of calmed down and they're able to execute their trades. The reality of trading is that if you're able to trade well, uh, your whole world changes. So we're really focusing on using signals to help people get free within 1 year. We've done that with DLTC, but we're really putting a lot of energy into doing that with just signals. Signals is its own system. So we want to kind of focus on that instead of focusing on some other things, such as affiliate programs for new people. So now, if you're already signed up, like some of you are, what I just said doesn't apply to you. It applies to the people who have not signed up, who are wondering if we do an affiliate program. Affiliate program is closed until about this time next year.
Thank you, Mr. T. So that's that. I hope that has answered your question. And someone is asking, can I start in December? Well, we start in January. We have a test signals event the second week in December, but that's just for 1 week. If you have any relationship with the people who have put you in, contact them and they can give you the ability to test that signals event in December. So let's see. I think I got that. I think I got that question. I'm checking to see. Oh yes, someone, Mrs. Deanna Howlett is sending you the information tonight. So Miss Deanna is the one who is in a relationship with you with the business side of it. I'm not trying to imply anything, but she would be able to help you with information for December. Sorry, Mrs. Deanna. Whew, yeah, it's late. So I want to share with you all. I want to share with you all a message from Mr. T concerning some inspiration he gave to the DLTC 5.0 students. We made a small clip from that. And it might be the first time that you all are hearing it, but I'm going to try to share it with you. It's just a couple minutes. Please stop and listen to it. Since we are closing out our information sessions for the year, I'm going to leave you with these words of wisdom from him. So let me see. Just sharing this. All right. Let me know if you all can see a white screen. That will help me to know if I can hit play.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to play this.
I'm getting in now.
Whoops, that's not the one. Is this the one?
I used to lose Facebook.
Okay,
I used
here we
to
go.
lose Facebook followers because they would call me up when I was doing the Abakas. And I would say, now what I'm about to tell you doesn't have anything to do with religion, but you'll probably take it that way. I want you to sit down tonight and I want you to make a pact with your ancestors because they're still here. Make a pact with them and ask them for their guidance and their wisdom and ask them to clear a path for you and see what happens to you. Give it 6 months and believe enough and just watch what happens to you. And if you make that pact with your ancestors, and you can still believe in whatever God you want to believe in, but if you sit down and have a conversation in a quiet space and reach out to the people that came before you, your own people, your own relatives, you have to be very careful because they've already been here and they know they're very familiar with this place, and they will clear a path for you that may seem drastic, may seem painful, may hurt, but they're clearing that path for you. And I know it sounds crazy, may sound crazy to you, but if you've never done that, if you're on the verge of quitting, try it. But you can't fool the people that came before you because they've been here. They've already, and they know how important it is for you to get free. we've kind of forgotten what freedom is over the last couple hundred years, because we've been free now since 1860 something. So we forgot how for hundreds of years we struggled trying just to get free, to have any of our time. So they were here. And if you ask to sign a sort of a verbal pact with them, they will go to work for you and they will clear that path. But be prepared, because it's not going to come with ice cream and cotton candy. It can be, they will do whatever it takes to help you get free. And sometimes that could mean a divorce. Sometimes it could mean where you get into an accident, get beat up, or you can't do nothing except study for 6 months. But give it a try if you're willing to quit, and just give it 6 months and really commit to it, and watch how your life changes. Just watch. And then it'll make you see the world differently, and maybe help connect you or reconnect you to all those people that walked the earth who went through the sacrifice and struggle for you to even be here, that we've forgotten about. Well, they haven't forgotten about us.
Okay. So I hope that those words of wisdom are something that you all could take with you for the rest of the week and for the rest of your journey towards wealth and towards abundance and towards your freedom. Okay. All right. So before I close off, I'm going to get the last questions, and then I will let Mr. T close us off. The anonymous person has asked, do you choose to trade options? Maybe I can ask you to type another question, because how you've typed it, I can't understand what you're asking. I apologize. I'm trying to understand, but maybe you may need to rephrase that. Okay, Sharon is asking, if our account grows daily, do we trade the profit on the next date? Yes, but according to the cushion principle, which is one of our risk management trading techniques, you don't trade all of the profit on the next date. You set aside some of it so that you can lock in your profits. That's what we call locking in your profits. So you take some of the profits that you make on one day and then you move it to another account to keep it safe. And then you can contribute some of your profit into your brokerage account to trade the next day. So that's how you compound, and that's how you compound your profit as well and leave it untouched while you compound your brokerage account at the same time. Oh, thank you for rewording it. Somebody has asked us, Mr. T, and I will close out with this question because it's a wonderful question to ask. The anonymous person is asking, why do you trade options?
That's a great question.
That's a good question, right?
Yeah, it is. I've said this so many times. I've been buying Bitcoin for a long time, and I've been trading for a long time. I don't spend any money from Bitcoin, and I don't spend any money from my trading account. I'm going to leave all that to my children. So I trade because it's fun, number one. I like to trade. I've always liked to buy and sell things throughout my entire life, always trying to turn over a buck. So options gives you the opportunity. It's like a game almost when you're trading. You're trying to outsmart the market, or you're trying to see something before it happens and then turn what you see into money. So for me personally, I don't trade for freedom. I've been free for a long time now. My whole family's free. So I don't need the money that from trading. So I don't spend the money. So it'd be nice if I said, oh, I just trade for the money, but I don't. I trade because it's sort of like a puzzle to me. And for other people, I never, it's interesting that you asked that question. It is a great question. I don't trade for freedom. I don't even trade for the money. I trade because I like trading. It's exhilarating for me. It's like math. I was always horrible at abstract math, but math, how things reproduce. It would be like asking an oncologist, why do you like cancer so much? And they'll say, well, it's not that I like cancer, but the way it operates, right? The way each cell splits and then grows. I love that part of it. So it's kind of the same thing for me when it comes to trading. It's like a puzzle, and how you can take one thing and then with that one thing create something else. And with that creation, off of that one thing, you can create something else. So it's like something that you do that's perpetual. And as long as you're paying attention to it, it can benefit you in so many different ways. And I just love that about trading. I love the entire markets. When I started teaching people how to trade, I started teaching people about generational wealth. See how one question can lead to a rabbit hole? I started in 2014 just teaching people about the mechanics of the market. And it was really about generational wealth. And in 2015, I did not even want to teach people about trading options, but I knew that if I did not teach them, someone would come in and charge them $30,000 because that's how much a good options trading class should cost. So I said, well, I'll teach you guys. And I think I was charging $20 a month back in those almost 10 years ago. And within within 5 months of me teaching brothers and sisters about options, someone had taken what I had taught them and freed themselves within 5 months. So after that, the message kind of changed. The message changed from generational wealth, buying good companies over 20, 30 years, to why don't you just get free as soon as possible? And that's been the message ever since. Well, it took a couple of years for that message to really settle in. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. I am the founder of the Abacus. And the Abacus was an all-Black organization that was designed to help instill pride in us as Black people, as Black Americans. Because, we've been at the bottom for so long economically that we've kind of given in to this victim mentality. So my whole thing was to find brothers and sisters who were interested in the markets and then teach them about generational wealth in hopes that they would just buy great companies every week or every month. And that was an enormous success. And 6 months later, I felt, well, I better teach you about options, because if not, someone's not going to teach you, charge you, and you're going to lose all your money. Within 5 months of that, people started getting free. So I changed my message and said, well, why don't you get free and then teach your children how to trade? And you don't have to wait 30 years for generational wealth. You can create it within as little as a year. So my message to others to learn trading was for freedom, right? For money, to be able to buy back all of their time. For me personally, I just like trading, man. It's a lot of fun. I like watching things grow. So I start with a small, I have things called public accounts, where those are open to everybody who wants to see them. I start with a small account and then grow that account over the course of a year. That's just fun to me. So that's why I trade, because it's fun. I taught trading because I wanted people to get free. That was extremely successful. And the reason why we have signals is because I still believe that if people are able to master listening, following instructions, and executing, that they can still get free trading options. So that's it in a nutshell, why I trade options, why I taught options for so long, and why I'm doing signals, because I want people to get free. And I wanted to say this about the Abacus. I don't think anyone believed that a group of people who never knew anything about trading could learn how to trade and then use that skill to free themselves financially in as little as a year. I had no idea. I know that we're creative, I know that we're special, but I cannot honestly sit up here and say that I expected for people to free themselves trading in as little as 1 year. So when I saw that over and over and over again, it made me think that there's some sort of rhythmic movement to the markets, because young brothers and sisters were just learning how to trade and killing the game. So once that started, that made me want to teach people even more, just so that they could be free. So that's why I started teaching. That's why I trade, and that's why I still do signals. So hopefully that helps with your question.
Yes, indeed. So they were asking, do you only trade options in the options market, and how is it different from crypto and other markets?
Well, I don't really trade crypto. I just buy Bitcoin every day. I have an incredible story how I found out about Bitcoin. And a young lady told me I'll be brief, but this is an amazing story. And it's a story that illustrates why it's important not to judge people and why it's important to encourage young people and why it's important to listen to people. So I'll briefly tell you my Bitcoin story. In 2016, was it 2016? These years go by so fast. In 2016, I owned a transportation company. And I did that for about 22 years, and I loved driving, and I loved my business. I really did. And one day, I get a call to go help a young lady at a hotel on the north side of town. And I get up there, and I think could have been my dispatch, could have been the door person, asked me if I could help this young lady unload her luggage. And I thought I was taking her to the airport. But I went into her room, and she looked to be about 17 years old. She didn't look to be any older than about 17 or 18, very young looking. And she had these trash bags full of clothes. And she had like crazy clothes, like stripper clothes, and just wild clothes. And she had these two boxes of condoms, industrial sized boxes of condoms on top of her trash bags full of clothes. And I didn't judge her. I said, ma'am, I don't mind helping you. Are these your bags? She said, yeah, please. So I helped her with her bags, took them down and put them in the car. And I just knew, I thought that was weird to be going to the airport, but she told me this. She said, I hope you don't mind, but I need to stop at the Walgreens store. She was looking for another hotel, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Before she said all her destination, she said, I bet you don't know what I'm doing, what I do for a living. And she was so cheerful and she was so happy. I grew up in Detroit, so I knew exactly what she was doing. And I said, I bet you I do. And she said, what do I do for a living? I said, you're an escort. You're an escort is what you. I didn't call her a prostitute. I called her an escort. And she was just so amazed that I knew that. And she says, wow, how did you know that? I said, well, those two big boxes of condoms kind of gave it away. And she started laughing. And then she told me where she wanted to go. And she went to I think it was a Walgreens or CVX store. CVX is that other one. I forget what it's called. The other drugs. CVX is a ticker for Chevron. It's the other pharmacy. But let's just say she went to Walgreens and she asked, did I mind to wait? I said, no, go ahead and take your time. She came back out. She had a big stack of Amazon gift cards. And I'm like, what the hell are you going to do with all those Amazon gift cards? And she said, oh, I'm going to buy some Bitcoin. And I had heard of Bitcoin, but I didn't know how Bitcoin worked. And I was like, yeah, I heard of Bitcoin. So why do you need Amazon gift cards to buy Bitcoin? And in 2016, it wasn't as easy to buy Bitcoin as it is now. And she says, well, I sell these to someone else and then they pay me in Bitcoin and I put it in my wallet. It was called Bitcoin Core. And I was just fascinated by that. And I said, wow, that's incredible. She stood or stayed in that car with me for about an hour and 45 minutes. And she told me everything there is to know about Bitcoin, everything. And I said, that is fascinating. And I thanked her and I gave her a word of advice. I said, look, I'm not going to judge you because I know you're out here trying to make your way. And I appreciate that. But I'll give you some words of advice. At that time, I was probably 50 years old. That was 9 years ago. So I was 50 years old. And I said, only do this as long as you need to do this. Have a number in your mind that you need to get to. And as soon as you get to that number, I don't care if don't a dollar more, when you get to that number, stop. Because there are people out here who love wiping out the lives of young ladies like yourself. So I'm not going to jump on you because I'm old enough to be your grandfather. I know you're out here for a reason. She told me a horrible story about her father. Stepfather was molesting her, which makes a lot of sense. That's usually the way it is. But I didn't judge her. I just listened to her. She told me everything about Bitcoin. And she just changed my life. And I started buying Bitcoin, and I never stopped buying Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin every day. And then the first thing I did was teach other brothers and sisters about Bitcoin in February of 2017. So I wasted no time teaching everybody else about Bitcoin. And some people got free just off Bitcoin because it was less than $960. And she changed my whole life and the lives of everybody that comes after me. And I like to say the only reason she did that is because I didn't sit up and judge her. And I listened to her. And we just had a conversation. And she just changed not only my life, like I said, the lives of my kids and everybody that comes after me. And she changed the lives of hundreds of people that she'll never know. And all that took was for me just to listen to her and not to judge her and not to start, getting down on her. And she was very cheerful. I'm a happy guy myself. So I tell that story because Bitcoin, when I started buying Bitcoin, it was about $900. It got as high as $126,000. So just because I took the time to listen to someone and I wasn't skeptical enough to the point to where I didn't buy Bitcoin like so many people have. I said, why not? Shit, it's only, why not buy it? If it falls apart, who cares? A lot of things have fallen apart in my life. But I loved everything about Bitcoin. But really, that story is a wonderful story, not because of the price of Bitcoin, and that I've been buying Bitcoin for almost 10 years, is that I wasn't judgmental and I wasn't skeptical. And I just listened and offered some words of encouragement to a young lady who just happened to be down on her luck. And regardless of if you sign up to trade or not, that's your call. I'm going to trade every day for the rest of my life. So if you do, that's fine. If you don't, just remember that Bitcoin story. Because had I jumped in her butt, had I started downing her, had I just, had my nose up high, we would have never gotten around to that story about Bitcoin. She probably would have just said, well, take me there. She, got sad or just didn't want to have anything to do with me. And that changed so much. So if you're not going to trade, that's your prerogative. But especially young people, listen to people, encourage people. Don't be so quick to judge people. Help people, even if it's just with words. Make someone else's day. And have that conversation like Mrs. Crystal with your ancestors with your ancestors. And just be serious when you have these conversations with the people that came before you, or when you have conversations with people who may not be where you are. And always try to help people. Because I don't have to do anything. Like I said, I've been buying Bitcoin for a long time. I've been trading for a long time. But try to use your energy and your efforts and your time to help other people, right? And what you'll find is by doing that, it gives your life some purpose and it makes you feel good and you're helping other people. And if you can do that, then you'll have a much more enjoyable life. And maybe you'll live a little longer. And maybe you'll get rid of all the people that are hanging around you, the vampires. And then maybe people who want to help you will start to enter into your life. But if this talk resonates with you, it's a reason why it resonates with you. So that's all I got, Mrs. Crystal. And before I go, like I said, guys, just try to encourage other people and just listen to people and do what you can do in your capacity to help other people. Doesn't have to be money. It can be words. Words don't even cost anything, but just do something positive for the next person and watch how your whole life changes. That's all I got. Thanks for coming out, guys. I got to eat dinner. It's time for me to eat some dinner.
Thank you so much, Mr.
All
T.
right.
We hope that you have a wonderful dinner. Everyone, thank you all for being out with us tonight. This was the final information session for DLTC Global Signals. It's here. December is here. It's the last month until Signal starts on January 2nd. So you are all cordially invited to our New Year's Eve online party to welcome in Signals. So everybody who has joined us tonight is welcome to that party. We will email you all with a link to register. It's free of charge. You're going to trade some signals with us and make some money and toast to the new year and just hang out and have a good time with us, listen to some music, make some money, get to know the team, and we're going to talk about all sorts of things. We're going to just have fun on the morning of New Year's Eve. So you all will get an email notifying you all of the event very soon. You are all cordially invited and you're welcome to join us for the morning period of the 31st of December. So until then, you all have a wonderful evening. It's been a pleasure having you all out tonight. Thank you so much for being part of the DLTC Global Signals. Thanks for being such a wonderful audience. And thank you for coming out tonight to hear what it is we have to say about the DLTC Global Signals. We are extremely excited and we're looking forward to seeing you all at the end of the year. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Thank you, Mr. T. All right. Good night, everybody.